Hi, my name is Leslie. This is my 2 year update using Refold, the Immersion method. I got it from Matt versus Japan. First, I'm going to tell you my foreign language history. My first foreign language I learned was Spanish. I took it at a community college. I failed it because I didn't understand how to learn a language. And uh, uh, I still could I didn't take any more foreign language classes. I still continued to take classes, but I dropped out. Started working at senior citizen home, uh, and then I decided to go back to school. And I enrolled in a community college. Went back to school, and I saw that they offered sign language, and so I enrolled. But I was intrigued with sign language for a long time ago. Um, I would see deaf people in my community, and I was very curious, but I didn't know where to learn the language at 11 years old. My mom took me to a bookstore, and I got an ASL pocket dictionary, but my mom didn't know where to enroll me in sign language. And so when I became older and I saw that they offered at my local community college, when I decided to go back, I enrolled in it. The difference between when I took the Spanish and the sign language class was that I knew how to study because before I dropped out of college, I took a study skills class, but wasn't really for that was really catered to traditional methods in the classroom. I mean, it didn't cater to language learning at all. Uh, I really enjoyed the classes I took. My first sign language class was at Los Angeles Trade Technical College. I really enjoyed it. I went to deaf events. I enjoyed it. I mean, it really was hard for me to push myself to talk to deaf people at Starbucks. Uh, I went to Beethoven Nightmares concert in Hollywood. I think that was in 2007 or 2008. Um, Graduated from Trade Tech, then transferred to Cal State LA. I majored in social work, but I still took sign language. I didn't know how to become fluent in sign language. I didn't know how to become fluent, so I wanted to be better at it because I really enjoyed it. Um, Graduated from Cal State LA, then started working. Uh, and then after a year after graduation and working, I enrolled back into college. I enrolled at El Camino College in Torrance, California, interpreting training program, and I took all the language classes. I even had a deaf culture class where there was a my language classes. Of course, all the teachers were deaf, and I had deaf culture class, but this was different because they had two interpreters there, and I think I was enrolled in sign language 4 or something, but I realized I didn't understand anything that my deaf teacher without the interpreters. I didn't understand nothing she was saying. And so I was thinking, I'm like, wow, how can I get from where I am today to where those interpreters are in the classroom are at? But I took an anthropology class based on language and culture, so I had an understanding that I can apply um, that I understand that teacher applied the same method to all the languages that she learned, because she learned quite a few, not to a high level, C1 in all of them, but she knew the basics of a lot of different languages. And so I graduated from El Camino, and yeah, um I think the reason why I didn't well, I'm gonna tell you, I was in the library, and I was learning vocabulary on my own, and my teacher came by, and she asked me what I was doing. I said, "Well, I'm learning vocabulary," and she told me that what I learned in the interpreting program was enough. So and I stopped. I didn't expand my vocabulary in American Sign Language, and I regret that. So, and I didn't have a wide range of exposure to a lot of deaf people. So, I really thought that my impression was sign language wasn't as complex as it is, or advanced as it is. I guess that was my impression of it. But I graduated, and went to I went to Purple Communications, and took a screening, and yeah, I really bombed it. But uh, I did have a deaf teacher in the interpreting part of the program, and she told us to get a mentor, and she told us to look for a mentor. One of our assignments was to go and have contacts of a mentor. I did have two contacts that mentor that I can use. One, I requested, she said she didn't have time. She couldn't. She didn't want to do it. And so, but I have a mentor. So I went with the other mentor instead, and that was my ASL mentor with Nicole Wise. Yeah, and she's a real good teacher. And what else? So far, um, yeah, when I graduated from El Camino, my comprehension, I would say the vocabulary the ASL, the vocabulary, the amount of words I knew was maybe 1,500 to 2,000 signs. So it was very limited. And and one of the things that held me back is I didn't know all the interpreting laws. So I had to do, after I graduated, I had to do a lot of reading, a lot of catch up on ADA laws. I'm in California, educational interpretive performance assessment test. Like, it's a requirement. The law requires that you have to have the EIPA to interpret in the classroom. I didn't know that. My teacher told me that the school district would hire us, and they would give us time to get it. And so that wasn't the case. So I wasted time trying to work for the school board when I could have been study for a certification or assessment. So after um, after I learned all the laws related to interpreting, I decided to study for the National Interpreter Certification. So I went on to RD website, bought all the textbooks, and uh, I don't think I came across Matt versus Japan's YouTube channel then, because I wasn't immersing. I had the linguistics books. I was studying uh, grammar, and reviewing ASL 1 to 4 on life print from ASL University, Bill Vigors videos. And I passed the written test. I graduated in June 2018, El Camino, and I took the written test in um, August 2019. Yeah, it took me, you could say, a month, the summer, a semester, and I think is it the the fall or the spring? I don't know what semester. Anyway, it 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 took me about 6 or 7 months to study for it, but I passed it on the first try, and I took a little break, and I after I passed it, I did subscribe to my SL Mentor, um, and but I didn't take it seriously. I didn't take it serious. I went to all her workshops that she had online because it was weekly, and but I really didn't dive into it until I, I August, September. I didn't really get into interpreting and practice what she was teaching until 2020. Yeah, yeah, till the next year. Yeah, 'cause I took a break. So, um, yeah, in 2020, I came across Matt versus Japan videos. Yeah, and I knew it worked because I took the language and culture class, and I was just watching all his videos, I and and that was January 2020. I had my mentor Nicole Wise, and Matt just I was watching all his videos, and I started immersing June of 2020, and I just didn't have the stamina to sit there and watch deaf people sign for hours. I knew that off the bat. So I would just watch. I would ignore the subtitles of the Daily Moth of the news in sign language, the Daily Moth, the deaf newspaper. I would ignore the subtitles or the voice and cut the volume off. But I could not sit there and watch it for hours. I would have to look away. I didn't have the stamina. So I Matt vs. Japan, he suggests you immerse for minimum 2 to 3 hours. Minimum 2 to 3 hours. But I guess if it's Japanese or Korean or something, I guess he suggests you immerse more than 3 hours because the language is so different from English. And I couldn't do 2 hours in sign language. So I think for 2020 to December of 20 to the end of December 2020, I immersed for about 20 to 40 minutes. I was building my stamina to watch sign language, and then in 2021 I started immersing in sign language 2 hours a day. I bought basically all the most frequent common dictionaries, all the dictionaries I can get, even if I felt that I already knew all those signs. I bought the dictionary anyway. And yeah, I will review vocabulary and immerse for 2 to 3 hours. I tried 3 hours, but that was too much, so I just did 2 hours. I forced myself and did 2 hours, and I was able to do, well, actually not 2 hours back to back, because immersive sign language is like reading. You're the reader, and so I still do this. I immerse for 45 minutes, and I take a 15-minute break. Then I immerse for another 45 minutes, and I take another break. Or I'm finished after that. After the second hour, 45 minutes, then I'm finished immersing, and then I go to practice interpreting. So I did that for 17 months, and I decided to just go ahead with my practicing what my mentor taught me and going off Matt versus Japan theory. I decided to take the NIC after 17 months uh, of doing that. That was in this year's September, and I can't talk about the test because I signed a disclosure agreement. So that's what I did, and so I won't talk about. I'll tell you my next update and continue to tell you how what I'm doing to be a better language learner, to comprehend American Sign Language, but I won't tell you how I'm studying to pass that test, but that is a component, comprehension. So, yeah. Well, my plans are to continue doing what I'm doing. Uh, but the interpreting part, because I took the test, there will be some adjustments, and I suggest you if you do what I did after 15 months, or I mean go and take that test so you can see what adjustments you need to make, even if you don't pass it. I mean, you might pass it, but you need to take that test to see what you need to do to because it's good to take that test. It's not a waste of money. Yeah, because you know exactly what you need to work on. So next year in 2023, I plan on retaking that test, continue doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to make some adjustments to my deliberate practice, and um, that's my language learning history. Oh yeah. I immersed for a total of for the whole time that I actually did the method the way Matt versus Japan suggested it was about 1,196 hours. And that's not I'm not adding the vocabulary time, reviewing the vocabulary time. That's just sitting down watching 2 hours of videos. So that's 1,196. 2 hours a day, maybe an hour. I kind of take a little break on Sunday. Yeah, maybe an hour on Sunday, but basically 2 hours a day. I immerse. What else? The next update I do about my language learning, are or I'll let you know if I pass the certification test, will be December. It'll be in December of 2023. Yeah. So that's a long time, and I guess what helped me improve during that year. I guess I'll share my resources and stuff. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my update. I hope it was helpful. Um, Talk to you guys later. I hope this helps someone. That's why I make this update, and later maybe I'll look at it. Yeah. So have a good one. Bye.